Girl to get a lot of dough. Anything is possible. Turn me up in the headphones.
Hi, how are you? My name is Joy Lamont and welcome back to my channel. Okay, so yesterday I actually went and got my first vaccination shot. So I'm a little like low-key, a little low energy today, and I mean that's totally fine. And if it's not totally fine, well, you know where the door is, don't you? Okay, so if you can't already tell by the title, we're gonna be talking about Black kids on Disney Channel and my thoughts on that. Also, we're gonna be putting on a wig, okay? Brand new wig. I just got it off of Amazon. Listen, Amazon wigs be cute sometime, okay? Let's see how this whole thing goes. Long before young Black kids were getting their content stolen off of TikTok, long before they were getting their style and their trends stolen from white suburban kids, Black kids were carrying a whole entire television station, okay? Disney Channel, honey.
I'm Idris, Paul Walker, Taker. New Rollie, no diamonds in it. New Porsche, all dimes in it. I'm infatuated with fine women. Corona extra with the lime in it. Just a shapes to Henny. Used to be a penny pincher. Now I'm in plenty business.
Disney Channel was a powerhouse in the 90s and early 2000s. Their animated series and their Disney Channel original movies like really captured just the whole vibe of that era. I mean, it was crazy. Like, y'all remember Luck of the Irish? Y'all remember Smart House? I mean, it was a lot going on. But the stories were interesting and it was just so innocent. It was such an innocent time. And it really felt like, for a lot of us, like a lot of us kids, like really felt seen for the first time. We had our own station, we had our own movies, like we was really living. So Disney Channel originally premiered on television in the year 1983. And it was originally a premium station, so you had to pay to get it. And it didn't even air all day. It was only on for 16 hours a day. But they worked their way up or whatever. And they ended up coming up with this really good idea to use kids in all of their content. And so that was when, right around 1987, they re-released that show, The Mickey Mouse Club. So we all know Mickey Mouse Club had tons of stars: Christina Aguilera, Britney Spears, Justin Timberlake, Ryan Gosling. Like, huh? I mean, it was a lot. That's kind of crazy to me. Disney Channel was doing good. So then they started saying, okay, we want to be on main station. Like, we don't want to be a premium channel. We want to be a regular channel now. So they started trying to be a regular channel. They got to be a regular channel. And then in the 90s, stuff really started popping off for them. So they started releasing some shows that was doing real good. And one of the shows they released was Jet Jackson. Now, I know y'all remember Jet Jackson. I know y'all remember Jet Jackson. That boy was so cute. Why was he so cute? I don't know, but he just was. Lee Thompson Young starred in that show, and the show did really good. Like, any show was only gonna be able to have 65 or something like that episodes, and his show got all the episodes because it was that good. Like, they ended up doing a movie. I mean, that was such a good show. Like, I want to watch it. Like, I'm sitting here thinking about it. Like, where can I find it? It's on Disney Plus. It better be. Okay, and then also I don't know if this counts, but we gonna make it count because I want it to count. That show, Out of the Box, okay, with Tony and Viv.
And I say so long, farewell to you, my friends. Goodbye for now, until we meet again.
Tony, I don't know how old Tony was, but he wasn't that old. He was young-ish, okay? And he was carrying that show, like, let's be honest. Viv was cute, but Viv wasn't Tony. They used to sing the toddlers to sleep. Then, y'all remember that show Bug Juice? And how come when I talk about this show, it feels like a fever dream? That show was real. It was real, you guys. Don't play with me.
Bug juice, it doesn't come in a jar. Bug juice comes from who you are.
Bug Juice was a kids reality show, and this is like before reality shows really blew up, okay? And it's about kids that went to this one camp called Camp Quasiata, okay? So it was mostly white cast, but there were some notable Black cast members, okay? Keisha, Sarah, Hassan, Malik. Like, we're not gonna forget you guys.
Before, I never really could learn to love another guy. But I come to love every one of you guys.
We're not gonna act like that didn't happen. I'm not gonna sit here on Beyonce's internet and pretend like Bug Juice didn't completely like define my entire life, okay? And the way I related to boys. because it did. So these kids was handling their own. Now I heard that the show actually wasn't a real reality show, and that it was kind of scripted, and I don't care because it was good TV and I want it back. Okay, and then the Proud Family came out in 2001, and we all know Kyla Pratt, Hotspur, the main character.
Me will always be tight. Family every single day and night.
Basically an all-black lineup. Okay, we had Orlando Brown talking for Sticky. I think that was his name. Black kids was like really carrying that show. Like we also had, what's her name? Raquel Lee, who is also, she's from The Amanda Show. She talked for the Gross, like the main Gross sister. So like we had black kids, like, and this show blew up. Proud Family did so well. It was unlike anything we had ever seen on TV at that point, and black kids carried that show. In 2002, when Kim Possible aired, that show did really well. And I don't know if y'all realize it, but Taj Mari was talking for the boy on a computer. The computer boy who helped her find everything. Yes, wait, that was Taj Mari, honey.
Patching through an elite scientific team for a satellite briefing.
Please and thank you.
Y'all better put some respect on Taj's name, man. Then 2003. So many good things happened in media and entertainment in 2003. Look it up, okay? 2003 is when That's So Raven first aired. That's So Raven was like amazing.
Yep, that's me.
Raven's physical comedy. I don't even know how old she was. How old was she when that show aired? Raven was 17 when that show aired, meaning she was filming the show at 16 years old. If you watch that show, Raven was amazing. Like she was literally like at the level of like comedians like Lucille Ball. Like that's the level that she was at on that show, as far as like being able to deliver her lines, being able to deliver her jokes, throwing her body around. I mean, it's, you don't see stuff like that today. Like they're not making them like Raven Simone today. They're not. Okay, so I'm securing my edges and also I'm changing my lashes because I didn't like those. So anyways, That's So Raven was actually Emmy nominated, and it had the most episodes of any series on the channel besides Wizards of Waverly Place. So That's So Raven was such a huge major show, and it was led by a black girl. I mean, yes, she's light skinned, and yes, she had light eyes, but still, girl, I'll take it. And we know also that the show led to 2 spin-offs. The first one being Corey's House, or Corey in the House, something like that. Raven's doing like a reboot called Raven's House. I think it's currently on the air right now. And this is like this is 20 years after the show aired. I mean, who's doing it like that? The girls aren't doing it like that anymore. They're just not. So then we get into like the later 2000s, and things start to shift a little bit on the channel. So like Lab Rats aired in 2007, and it was hugely successful. But Lab Rats was more of an ensemble series. It didn't have a lead necessarily, but there were 4 or 5 main casts, and then 2 of them were black. One of them was Tyrell Jackson Williams playing Leo, and then his mother. Tyrell did a really good job on that show. I actually watched it the other night, and I was like, actually genuinely laughing. I was like, hee hee hee. Not me being 32 laughing at this show that's made for 12-year-olds. And then we also had like Zendaya. That was when Zendaya started to come and be a thing. She had that show, what's it called? Shake It Up. What's it called? It's called yeah, Shake It Up, which came out in 2010. And Zendaya actually was really warmly welcomed. Zendaya was like really warmly welcomed on Disney Channel. People loved her. I at that point was too old to watch it, but I just would hear about her, and I was like, who is Zendaya? Who that? And she still got huge fans to this day. That show, Shake It Up, and her other show, Casey Undercover, she was the star on that one. But Ant Farm, starring, this is China McClain's show, isn't it? Yes, child. Yes, China's show. And then there was another black boy named Carlin. So that was another ensemble cast. Then what was that show that Scott Jackson was on? Scott Jackson was on Jessie, which is an ensemble. Bumps, which is an ensemble. It's like Disney sort of like started to go a different direction. They wanted the diversity, but they didn't necessarily want as much urban content on their channel. Because even when you saw a black kid on the station, like on the show was still very white. Like, let's be honest. Like, it wasn't, the thing I liked about That's So Raven was it felt like they weaved black culture into the show. It wasn't just they plopped a black girl, you know, in some ambiguous, racially ambiguous role. I mean, just the way that the show was done, it felt like a black show. Proud Family, same thing. It felt very, very black. It wasn't just like a colorblind story being told. But it seems like with these newer shows that were coming out in the late 2000s, like just the whole shift in the vibe started to change in the shows, and they weren't very black anymore, even when they had 2 or 3 black actors and actresses. I want to also mention Sister Sister was on like in syndication on Disney Channel, which I didn't even realize that wasn't a Disney Channel show. It wasn't. Neither was Smart Guy. It was actually they were actually on like other stations, and then like Disney just started playing them. But like regardless if they weren't Disney Channel shows, like Disney got viewership from those shows that were led by half black actors and actresses. And I know for me, I spent a lot of time on Disney Channel watching Smart Guy and Sister Sister. And so what I'm trying to say is basically it kind of seems to me like Disney used these young people to increase their popularity and their viewership and to get to a certain level as a station. And once they got there, they changed everything that they were doing. Like, I don't know if you've watched Coco Jones talk, but if you've seen her talk on her channel, she talks about the way that, like, you know, after the success of Let It Shine, like, they kind of did her dirty. Like, they promised her all these things, a record deal. They promised her, like, you know, success as a music artist and also as an actress. And a lot of the things that she filmed and took part in, like, never saw the light of day. Because let's be honest, a lot of black kids and a lot of black families in general were tuning into Disney Channel because of all of this representation. And like I said, it was more than just seeing a black face on your screen. It was seeing your culture. It was seeing things that you understood and recognized. Like, where is that now? Like, you don't see that happening on the station now. There's a lot of ensemble cast and there's no black cultural representation on the station at all. What brought this to my attention was that clip is circulating where they're singing Circle of Life. Taj Mowry is Kyla Pratt and then Raven Simone. It just dawned on me, like, there were a lot of black kids on Disney Channel, like, and they were stars. Like, they weren't just on the show. Like, when I was looking through the recent shows and seeing like who was on them, like, I saw the kids, like, you know, I saw the kids, whatever, but I'm like, I don't know who that is. Who is that child? Disney Channel made stars out of those kids. You know what? I'm gonna amend that statement. Those kids made stars out of themselves because they worked hard, they busted their butt, and they were so talented. And I feel like today, like, we don't see that on TV. We don't see young black kids on TV at the rate that we used to see them. And like I said, it feels like Disney Channel got what they wanted. They got the viewership, they got the attention, they got the clout, and then they decided to change their whole format and, you know, go back to being white. People joke about Pink the artist because she started out singing R&B and, you know, being like urban.
Let's talk. If you won't talk, I'll walk. Yeah, it's like that. I got a new man. He's waiting out back. Now what? What you think about that?
And then, like, once she made it, she switched over. And she's already explained that she was kind of forced to do that by her label, but still, it's funny how, like, that seems to happen pretty often. That isn't like a weird or like a unheard of thing, using black culture for attention, and then once they get it, they go back to what they really wanted to do, which was something super white. And so that's kind of like what Disney Channel did. It seemed like it was progress that we made on television with young black actors and actresses has not carried over to today. Like, we don't have that today. You know, there is no That's So Raven. There is no Proud Family show. I want to see that though. I want to see young black kids just being themselves and having fun. I want to see black stories being told and black kids feeling like they're being seen. I also wanted to say that oftentimes I know child actors aren't able to maintain their success through adulthood, but I would like to see more of those actors and actresses on TV now. Like, thankfully Kyla Pratt is getting a new show, so I'm interested to see that. I feel like those kids were so talented and I want to see them do more stuff as adults. Like, I want to see them today. I want to see like the progression of them as actors and actresses. Like, for me as a kid, it meant a lot to me to see things and people and stories that mirrored what I saw in my everyday life. I would love for my kids to see that. So I'd love to see Disney Channel do better, and don't just use us for hype. Actually care about the stories that you're telling. Actually care about diversifying your station, diversifying your channel and your content. That's all I have for today. This hair turned out kind of cute. Why is it like super short? Like, this is giving me Easter Sunday, 6th grade. we'll make it work. We move, we'll do what we can. That's all for this video. I'll see you guys on my next one.